Oh boy, time to talk about the second film in the Dune duology. Are you excited for this? I'm excited because I hate myself. This amazing sequel to the equally amazing Dune Part 1 is about Paul Atreides, played again by Timothy Chalamet. Let's fine. After the House Harkonnen took their throne and killed Leto, Paul's father and the former Duke, Paul vows revenge. But how do I write this? See, even this bad movie is affecting my writing. After the House Harkonnen took the Atreides throne and killed Leto, Paul's father and the former Duke, Paul vows revenge on the Harkonnens by joining with the Fremen. One of these Fremen is Chani, played by Zendaya. Because yeah, I too want to have people who can't even act in a film duology where pulling emotion is an afterthought. Okay, I've seen Zendaya in films like Smallfoot and Space Jam 2. Also, I haven't seen Euphoria, so I can't comment on that. But I'm sure she's fine in that as well. I'm glad she's given no direction in this lifeless husk of a film. Okay, I'll give credit where credit is due. It's kind of better than the first one. It's still not very good. Like, the acting is somewhat okay. The music is much better. The fights are actually engaging. And the twists are genuinely surprising, and I didn't see them coming. That doesn't excuse the other bullcrap in this film. Okay, let's get to it. The characters still suck. What a shock. In other news, grass is green. They have no personality, no identifiable characteristics. I still don't know what their motives are, and there's so many moments where I'm lost, and I have no idea what the hell is going on. Also, guess what? You will never believe this. Lightning strikes twice again. I saw this in the cinema as well. Photo evidence. Boom. Moving on. The new Austin Butler character, I think his name is Faye Ratha or some stupid crap like that. Again, so similar to Star Wars because the names are so stupid you can't even pronounce it properly. Looks like a baby version of Deadpool, and that's not a very good thing. I also love the fact that during his first appearance, the stadium is in black and white. Because yes, Vinny, I have seen Oppenheimer. Don't need to remind me of a good movie. There's a scene in the middle of the film where Paul and the Fremen are talking in the tent and actually having fun. Like, they're smiling. They're pulling an emotion. Something that neither of these two movies have done yet. When I was in the cinema watching this, in my mind, I was saying, oh my god, emotion. Finally! Some honest to God emotion. Praise be to God. God. And then in the very next sentence, Paul doesn't just bring the mood down by talking about how his friends were brutally murdered. He destroys it. Now it's all about exposition and explaining, and no character building moments whatsoever. The pure rage I felt in the cinema watching this scene was beyond anyone's control. I really wanted to yell, Captain Buzzkill, in the cinema, but I kept myself contained, because might as well be moral now, 110 episodes in, because why be normal when films like this? So the characters still suck, thanks for asking. Oh, how's the story? Oh, it sucks as well, thanks for asking again. There's so much explaining in this vanity project, disguised as a feature film. And if you miss one second, you'll be lost throughout the entire film. I had to get it explained to me on the way back that Paul isn't actually the Lisan al-Gaib, as the Javier Bardem character claims. Suddenly, after doing one thing, Paul realizes that he can trick these idiots into thinking that he is the Lisan al-Gaib. So he declares himself the Lisan al-Gaib, and all the Fremen believe that he is the thing that I'm not repeating again because this blasted app keeps telling me that Gaib isn't a word, because this and Star Wars are the same, where they have names that are hard to remember and are a pain in the ass to type. I had to remember so much watching this. So many things to remember. Missing this one singular detail threw me off the latter half of the damn film. I was thinking I should have brought a notebook into the cinema in order to remember everything that actually happened. Actually, everything that's explained. This is the quintessential example of tell, don't show. And while this is just homework the movie, I was expecting the characters to just look at the screen and say, okay, class, what is the plot of the movie? And only I won't remember because you need to pay attention watching this. I always pay attention to movies when I watch them. That's kind of important. I'm guilty of looking at my phone sometimes when watching a movie, but I had to pay attention watching this because missing one detail can throw you off the entire thing. Speaking of Star Wars, when this film was initially released, everyone was comparing Paul to Anakin Skywalker. I'm sure when you clicked on this video, you believed that I would prefer Paul's character in this film because I've never once praised Star Wars in this series, at least when I can remember. If you clicked on it for that, go yourself. Revenge of the Sith isn't a perfect movie, but it's 1,000 times better than this piece of ass. Anakin's actor, Hayden Christensen, may not be given the best direction in Attack of the Clones, but in Revenge, he works much better because his turn to the dark side and the eventual genocide of Jedis all throughout the galaxy is extremely compelling, especially when you remember the fact that he was just a normal kid. Side note, can you stop bullying Jake Lloyd for being in Phantom Menace? He's a kid. Like, he wasn't given the proper direction. Don't blame him. Anyways, where was I? Yes. Obi-Wan Kenobi's breakdown after his battle with Anakin is heartbreaking, and it's brilliantly acted, written, and directed by George Lucas. Okay, he didn't act, but he directed it. It's well acted by Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor. Gee, I really need to get better at writing scripts. Meanwhile, when it looks like Paul is going to the dark side, I feel nothing but apathy watching this. I have never seen a movie that has literally made me this apathetic since Airplane 2, the sequel, which, if you remember, is my literal least favorite movie of all time. If your movie reminds me of a movie that disgusted me to that degree, then that's how you know you're a bad movie and one of the worst movies to come out of recent memory. Oh yeah, and the pacing. What about the pacing? Despite being 10 minutes longer, it felt faster paced than the other one. Still not very good though. You know what? I'm done. I'm just done. I can't take it anymore. These two movies are some of the drabbest, dullest, and most lifeless movie experiences I've had in my entire life. Even though the second film isn't as bad as the first, it doesn't make a difference. I still can't stand either of these movies. They are a bacterium on cinema, and now that I've watched both of these travesties and read the horrible book as well, I never have to associate myself with Dune ever again. I might watch the David Lynch original at some point, but aside from that, I'm done. I'm not reading any of the 1,000 books in the series, I'm not watching the 2,000 miniseries, and I'm not watching the upcoming movies. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, there's a new movie coming out, based on the second book. Denis Villeneuve is becoming the new James Cameron, where they only focus on one series for the rest of their career. They had good careers before, but nah, let's throw all that away to focus on one singular thing that will define our entire career. Except the Avatar movies are great. This is just 4.5 out of 10. You, Dune. Go to hell.